Alright, people. Welcome to another episode of The Lounge. And you know who we all are. And in this episode, yes, it is, again, about the situation with Christy, Mack, and War Machine. But this will be our last video about this thing.
Hopefully, Sean. Hopefully, this will be our last video about this.
Well, Brittany, the news just came in that War Machine was sentenced to life in prison, and he'll be eligible for parole in 36 years. Did you all find that surprising? I sure did.
A lot of us did, Lisa. I mean, the justice system doesn't usually work for us, but this time it did.
We are not really sure about that yet. We'll really find out in 36 years when War Machine goes before the parole board. Then we'll truly find out how our justice system is.
Ralph, I believe that you have a lot to say about this situation. Well, now is your chance.
Brittany, I've got so much to say that I almost don't know where to start. The truth will always reveal itself. And that's what happened in this case. After a ratchet relationship, War Machine broke it off with Christy. Then they were talking and thinking about getting back together. But when that incident occurred on the early morning of August 8, 2014, that was the final straw. When I first heard about this whole thing back in 2014, I didn't know neither Christy Mack or War Machine. So I came into this being in the neutral corner. And as things played out in the courtroom, it became pretty apparent who the villain was. War Machine, when his strategy to duck and dodge was not working, he tried the sympathy card. Actually, I have no idea what strategy he was trying to use, or his defense team was trying to use. Of all the compelling evidence stacked against him, it was obvious to everyone War Machine had no chance in hell. No pun intended. I was really shocked and relieved at the same time when War Machine finally admitted he was guilty of all those charges. Because now we know for sure that we're sending a guy up the river that truly belongs there. I am very happy that Jon Koppenhaver, aka War Machine, has given himself to God, because it is God that can only help him now.
Do you think that War Machine should be granted parole in 36 years?
No, War Machine is just way too dangerous. That and the whole magnitude of the brutality of the attack and the beatdown that War Machine inflicted on both Christy Mack and Corey. And we have to keep in mind what was going through Christy's mind as she was running and knocking on doors that early morning, battered and bruised, worried that War Machine was going to catch up to her. Keep thinking about that.
Ralph, what would you do if you came to your home and found your girlfriend in bed with another guy?
You see, about that question has dawned on my mind a lot throughout this whole thing with War Machine and Christy Mack. And there were times when I did try to put myself in War Machine's spot, to see things from his position. But every time I thought about it, I just couldn't find any sympathy for War Machine. Why? Because every time I try to see things from War Machine's point of view, the pictures of Christy Mack's injuries appear in my mind. So, to answer your question, Sean, if I came home and found my girl in bed with another guy, before this situation with War Machine and Christy Mack, I would definitely go crazy. And I would, without a doubt, wild out. I would, yeah, it would be something along the lines of me punching the guy in the face and throwing him out the window. And when I turn my attention to the girl, I would be angry. I mean, I would like to say that the most I would do is grab the girl by her hair, and then I would have to stop myself from going any further than that. I am being 100 here. But after this situation with Christy Mack and War Machine, after seeing the injuries of Christy, what War Machine did to her, I would have to stop and think and respond to the situation a lot more differently. I don't know about other guys out there, but this situation has got me thinking differently now. And it has opened my eyes. We have to try and react to things differently than we used to.
But, Ralph, whenever a guy comes home and finds his girlfriend or wife in bed with another guy, he wilds out. That's just the natural reaction for guys.
Yeah, I know. This isn't something that you can plan for. When it happens, the shock and anger of it all rushes throughout your body, and it makes you want to lose control.
And the same goes for women too. If the girl comes home and finds her husband in bed with another woman, she's going to go crazy on her husband and the other woman.
That's right. We girls don't take that shit either.
Then, in that case, if we would be upset if we find our girlfriends and boyfriends and husbands and wives in bed with someone else, then how can we judge and crucify Jon Koppenhaver?
Well, you're always going to have somebody that's going to take it too far. And that's what War Machine did. He took it way too far. I mean, he lashed out on Corey Thomas. Okay, that's understandable. And if he had just did that, if War Machine had just beat up Corey Thomas and did nothing to Christy Mack, did nothing to her at all, would he get sympathy? He probably would.
Any guy who walks in on his girl cheating would wild out. And the same goes for women too. But for guys, the rule is, you're supposed to beat up the guy, not the girl.
If he would have just beaten up Corey, War Machine would have still gotten prison time, but he probably would have gotten some sympathy, because any guy can relate to the situation. I also want to say that while Christy Mack was getting support from her family, of course, her close friends and fans on social media, most definitely on Twitter, there were also a few people on Twitter and on blog sites that were coming down on Christy and criticizing her. And they were saying mean things to Christy Mack, but I don't think that we should repeat them here.
I don't think we should repeat them here either.
Wow. Ralph, you weren't kidding when you said that you had a lot to say about this. You certainly said a lot this.
This was a real topic, Sean, and it took 4 videos, 2 two-part crossovers, and 2 YouTube channels to cover it. But it's over now.
Yeah. Christy Mack doesn't have to worry anymore. War Machine. Jon Koppenhaver has been sentenced to life in prison.
And that means that not only is Christy Mack safe, but we're all a little safer.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
Alright, Jaguars. Thank you for watching this episode of The Lounge. We do have other major projects that are in the works, and we are making some epic progress with them. And we really want to share them with you. So, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the YouTube channels of Ralph J Images. The links are in the description section /info bar of this video. Peace out till later.